Hello y'all and welcome back to another Swift and Near video. In this one, we are going to focus on the Week 1 matchups in the NFL. So, like last year, I'm going to put up the different teams and I'm going to say what I think the final score will be, who wins out of that, and by the end of the season I'll tally it all up. Last year I did pretty well, I think. I think I had a winning record. I started off kind of bad, but I got better as it goes on. Week 1, I'm not expecting much because a lot of things can happen in Week 1 that you wouldn't expect otherwise happen. I mean, the Saints beat the Packers. That's 38-3. That's insane. But yeah, this is going to be a good one. This week is looking interesting, especially with the kickoff. So let's start. You have the Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Rams. A lot of people are saying this is going to be a defensive struggle, but I think their offenses outshine their defenses in general. I mean, on the Rams, you have people like Matt Stafford, you have Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp to throw to. Cam Akers can be okay sometimes. He might be injured, I can't remember, but their offensive line is still good as ever. They look pretty good there. For Buffalo, you have people like Allen. Obviously, you have Devin Singletary, Stephon Diggs, some other interesting weapons you might find. But their defenses are really good as well, top 10 defenses from what I can tell. But I think that the offenses will outshine over the defenses, and I have the Bills winning by a touchdown, 31-24. And the Rams will start off with a loss, Bills start off with a win. Alright, and so we move on to the Sunday afternoon games. 1 o'clock. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers I don't expect to be that good this year. I know they usually are able to pull out a decent record, but I just don't see it happening. The Bengals, though, they're pretty good still, I think. Especially, I think they got better, honestly, with the offensive line. So, I mean, they took some of our O-linemen, which is kind of sad, but it's alright. We don't need Kappa to win. But I think that the Bengals will pull it out, and I have them winning 38-23. Next, you have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions. The Philadelphia Eagles looking to be good. They're looking to be better than last year. Last year, they beat no playoff teams and made the playoffs, and so figure that one out. They went like I think it was 10-7. Yeah, but they weren't a good team at all. Losing all their game, only beating teams that didn't make the playoffs. And they play against the Detroit Lions, who are coming off of a terrible season. Although it's not as bad as it looked, because a few of those games were won off these crazy plays, like the Justin Tucker field goal, among others. I think the Lions definitely got a lot better, just like the Eagles did. And I have them actually winning this game 24-20 in my first upset, unless you count the Bills at the Rams an upset, but I honestly think that that's the consensus. But I think it'll be definitely a close game. I think both of these teams will be good this year. I just think the Lions have something to prove, and they'll come out of the gate strong. But it's the Lions, so I'm probably wrong anyways. Okay, well, moving on, we have the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. Both of these teams kind of mid, I feel. I don't think either of these teams will make the playoffs in the stacked AFC. I got the Dolphins winning 17-13 because They always seem to find a way to beat New England no matter what is happening. Um, I think it'll be a close match, but Tua and the Dolphins will pull it out. I just don't have much faith in the Patriots or the Dolphins, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like they'll win this one at least. It just seems the way it goes, you know. Yeah. Anyways, moving on, you have the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Jets. Um, I have the Ravens winning 24-13. They're better than the Jets. The Jets kind of suck. Although they seem to be able to beat good teams, a couple good teams a year. They beat the Rams one time in 2020. They beat the Bengals and the Titans in 2021. Almost beat the Bucs last year as well. Um, so I could definitely see some upset happening, but it's too early to predict something like that. I gotta wait a minute, let the waters uh, cool down, or actually no, not calm. I need to wait for them to be crazy because that way I can get away with making a crazy pick. Because I'll say, oh well, this happened the week before. Yeah, all right. So I have the Ravens winning that one by a 2 score. Next, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the the Washington Commanders. Shuffling through their names. All right. Um, this is the battle of two very bad football teams. I think the Commanders are not good. I don't trust Carson Wentz. Um, their best running back rookie just got shot up, and I doubt he's going to be there for Week 1. Um, like literally got shot. But the Jaguars are also not too great either. Um, I'm very mid on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not the one that'll go out and say, yeah, well, we had this terrible team. I also won't say that, well, a quarterback in there, they should be able to bring up a team by themselves. That's Tom Brady, but I can't think of many other quarterbacks that are like that. Um, yeah, the Jags are not great. Neither are the Commanders. I have the Jaguars winning 23-21 because someone has to win this game. It's going to be ugly. I don't. I don't think this game is going to be very fun to watch. I don't think I have anyone on the. I don't think I have anyone on either of these teams in any leagues I'm in, so I'll probably watch some of these other games instead. But I have Jax winning. Next, you have the Cleveland Browns at the Carolina Panthers. I have that's the Baker Mayfield's revenge game against Cleveland for dumping him off in the shithole that is Carolina. Um, I have the Browns winning 17-6 because the Browns, without Deshaun Watson, even with him early on in Week 11, I think he won't be great. But Jacoby Brissett, I don't think he is the answer here. I still think that the Browns are going to pull it out against a terrible Carolina team. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they went all in like the Lions did against the Rams last year, doing onside kicks and fake punts and all that. So, although I have them winning 17-6, I could see the Panthers pulling out something, but they're not a good team. I don't trust them to pull out much. Maybe Baker Mayfield and DJ Moore will be good, but that O-line sucks, and the Cleveland defense is pretty good. All right, moving on. You have the Indy Colts at the Houston Texans. Matt Ryan's first game out of Atlanta. Um, I I have the Colts winning 27-17. I don't think I have to explain this much because the Texans suck, but I suppose I will. The Colts are a great team, other than quarterback, and they've been looking for a quarterback. And I think Matt Ryan is washed personally, but they could prove me wrong if he's out of Atlanta now, so anything's possible, I suppose. Um, they're really good all around. Their weapons aren't great, especially, but they're okay. But what they've needed is a quarterback, and they finally have one potentially. As for Houston, pretty much everything about them is terrible. They have Davis Mills isn't that bad, and Brandon Cooks is good, but there is no one else I trust on that Texans team at all. I just don't have much trust for them. Yeah, yeah, no, I don't see that. So yeah, I have the Colts winning by 10. Moving on, you have the San Francisco 49ers at the Chicago Bears. The Bears are terrible. You can see a common thread here of terrible teams playing against decent teams. The Niners are a good team. They made the playoffs last year. Their quarterback situation kind of sucks. Although Trey Lance might be good, he might be bad. I don't know, but I know that he's better than Justin Fields is. I know that if they're anything like last year, their defense is still great. Their special teams is still great. Weapons, running back, George Kittle at tight end, they're stacked. If Trey Lance pans out to be at least like in the top 16 of starting QBs, he'll definitely be pretty good. For this game, that D line is going to crush Justin Fields because that O line for the Bears sucks. Yeah, I don't see this being particularly close. 31-10 is the final score. The next game, the last game of the afternoon games, is the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. I have the Saints winning 26-20 because Atlanta likes to make things close with New Orleans usually, even when they're terrible, like last year. Jameis Winston will probably keep the Falcons in the game. That's my prediction of why it'll be close, pretty much. But I still think the Saints will pull it out because they're a good team overall, or at least decent. They're better than Atlanta is, anyways. So yeah, they win by 6, in my opinion. I don't think Jameis Winston is the answer for the Saints. And I know a lot of Saints fans are looking at me quizzically, but I look back at them quizzically like you think that 2019 never existed, but whatever. Yeah, the Falcons are not good. The Saints are decent, so I have them winning, but I still think it'll be somewhat close. And so we start off the Sunday 4 o'clock games, the most important of which will probably be the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. I don't have Minnesota being a good team this year, but nevertheless, they still beat the Packers 30-24 because that's the way of the Vikings for some reason. They're just good sometimes. I have them winning by 6. I think that Packers will have a bit of a playoff hangover like they did last year against the Saints. Vikings are worse than the Saints were last year, in my opinion, but I don't know. I feel that they will be able to beat the Packers, and they're pretty good on defense, and Rodgers doesn't have many people to throw it to, so yeah, I think it'll be close, but I think that Minnesota will pull off an upset. So that's, I guess, my second upset. Unless you want to call Jacksonville an upset too, but honestly, they're both pretty mid. Alright, next one. You have the New York Giants at the Tennessee Titans. I have this being a close one at 23-16, only winning by a touchdown because I think the Titans regress this year. Tannehill sucks. That's just the facts. I don't know how they snuck into the 1 seed. Derrick Henry, I don't know if he'll be good again. He looked pretty bad against the Bengals last year, but it was 1 game, so I don't know. We'll see. Defense is okay. It's not good, but it's also not terrible. The Giants are terrible, but I think that the Titans will pull out the win, but they will leave with a bad taste in their mouth. Next, you have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Arizona Cardinals. I have the Cardinals winning 31-30. because Arizona starts off good and tends to get worse as the season goes on. And Kansas City had a rough start last year, so I could see that happening again, especially after losing to Cincinnati. Yeah, I think the Cards will pull it out. I guess that's my third upset. Number 3. Um, yeah, Arizona has the potential to be a really good team, but we all know they're going to blow it again. But Kansas City is pretty good. I think they regressed a bunch by releasing Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins, but I think they'll still be definitely a contending team. But it'll be a close one between two teams that want to have a big first week, and I just barely have Arizona edging out there. All right, moving on, you have the Raiders at the Chargers. Last game of the evening games. I have Las Vegas losing 37-31. The Chargers win. Both of these teams are better than last year, but both of them stay pretty much equally difficult to beat against each other. I think the Raiders have the potential to win this game, definitely, but the Chargers, they're just too good right now. I'm not going to say they're going to make the Super Bowl or anything, but I will say that these guys are looking like they'll be good, even though they'll prove me around just like the Lions will. Now you have your Sunday night game. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Dallas Cowboys, and I expect this to be another close one like last year. I have the Bucs winning 30-28. The Tampa O-line has definitely regressed, or I think our secondary got a bit better. Sucks losing people like JPP, but I hope that people like Akeem Hicks can fix up that D-line. We got Chris Godwin might come back week 1, but if he doesn't, we still got Russell Gage and Julio Jones and Chris Evans, obviously. Or Mike Evans, Jesus. Cowboys are good all around too, but I just think the Bucs edge out over them, and I have the Bucs winning 30-28. Now the final game, Monday night, you have the Denver Broncos at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle sucks. Denver is looking to be better. I have it being an absolute blowout, 45-19 victory. Pretty much expect the exact opposite of Super Bowl. The Super Bowl between Peyton Manning and the Seahawks, where I think it was like 40-something to 8. Yeah. It'll be Russell Wilson. Jesus Christ. Russell Wilson's game against the Seahawks, revenge game for keeping them on a terrible team last year and blowing it in the playoffs in 2020 against the Rams. The Broncos are good. Overall, much better. I mean, Seahawks do have people like DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, but their defense isn't great. It's a shell of what it was in 2014, and their QB room with Geno Smith and whoever the other one is, I can't even remember. Yeah, it's just not looking good. I don't see this being close at all. I honestly, if Seahawks win, that would really surprise me. I have the Broncos winning by like 30 points. So that will end it for my week 1 predictions. You can tell me why I'm wrong below, because I know there's a lot of people that are going to tell me off on Twitter and wherever I post this. But I hope that you liked it. Hopefully I can be decent on my ranking, on my predictions again like I was last year. But only time will tell. I can only predict. I can't actually change the outcome of games. But when it comes to predicting, I'd like to think I'm pretty good. But that will be all for this video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bucs up.